everyone, and welcome back to Bows & Company. I am your host, Emily O, and I am joined by my company for this week, Bitsy. Oh my God, you are here.
Here I am.
It's
like I never left.
Low-key, it's like you never left. I mean, I feel like you're always, a room away whenever we're recording. So it's really like you're here, but you're sitting in front of the camera. You're in the game room. I don't think you've recorded during our summer hours, this is our studio.
I haven't really been asked recently.
Well, we've had a lot of other people kind of in line to cover some topics.
People who are a little more important. It's okay.
No, not that. Not at all. But we are so...
But they don't have my pizzazz.
Never. They never have your pizzazz. And I think that the people have been really... yearning for your pizzazz, for a giggle, a laugh, a chuckle.
Just a good time.
Yeah, so Bitsy and Bose are back at it again, and we're so excited to be here with you all on this Monday morning, or whenever you're listening to this. I don't want to just limit it to these Monday mornings, because a lot of you... What's wrong?
I think I was given the janky microphone, and it's going lower and lower.
This happens to you all the time, and you're like, I'm sinking into the microphone.
Okay, hold on, let me readjust. Here we go.
Do you want to tighten? There's kind of like
I'm
a
just
toggle.
like so out of the loop. I'm so out of the practice.
I think that your microphone's a little... Can you hear?
I can... Okay, you know what? I'm better now.
Yeah, you were a little lower toned, but we want to be able to have you amplified since you haven't been here in quite a bit. So, do you have notes?
I do.
She just clicked on her phone and
I have my notes.
A little list.
And it's titled Bows and Lows.
I am so excited to hear about your bows and lows. I probably lived them, but please go ahead and share.
Thank you. I have multiple for each. So starting off, I got bit by a bug the other day. I was out with Claire and her friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, like something like really itches on my neck, and I fully got bit by a bug at a bar, and now I have like this like massive bug bite on my neck, and that's why I'm wearing a high collar today. Did you notice that? Even like yesterday I wore like a high neck thing.
I didn't notice it, but now it's making a lot more sense why you have this lovely little like fluttery collar.
Yeah, well, how embarrassing.
The most unfortunate place to get bit too. Yeah. I feel like the bugs have been out recently, so
they're out on the prowl.
They are out on the prowl. They're working overtime.
They're looking
summer.
for blood, that's for sure.
Does it feel better? I mean, it's been what, like 2 days?
A day.
Oh, I guess it was Friday. So a day.
Yeah.
So that's one of your lows.
That's one of my lows.
My low, I actually just asked you a second ago. I was like, what is my low? And you're like, that you can't get tan. No, seriously, guys. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm taking myself out of the running. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. I cannot get tan. I repel tanning. So that's pretty much all I have for you this week. I don't think that anything other than that. I got a haircut. That was a bow.
But I'm just wondering, like, why can't you get tan? Are you exfoliating properly? Are you moisturizing?
All of the above. I feel like day in and day out I'm working on it.
It's a part-time job is trying to get tan.
Because you need to start this process on like Wednesday to be tan by Friday, because you have to exfoliate, you have to shave, you have to tan for like 3 or 4 hours. I tan for like 8 hours. It still doesn't set in.
That's like very odd to me, because during the summer, like during the school year, it's a multiple day process. During the summer, for some reason, I just exfoliate and then tan, and I sleep in it, and I wake up and looked like I went to the Bahamas.
For you and Claire, it's like easy, but for me, I even switched tanning like companies or whatever it's called, and I'm using Loving Tan. That came off red. I looked like I was in the shower, and I'm like, am I staining the tile? Like, it was so bizarre. It was
your cross
and
to
I
bear.
even bought a shade darker. I talked to the women at Ulta. To say that I'm confused would be a complete understatement. I'm disappointed in the tanning industry.
Try and go see someone.
I'm trying to stay out of the sun, protect my skin, have this soft, supple collagen for more years to come. So what's a girl to do? Walk around looking like a ghost all summer? I don't think so. So
stay inside? Probably.
Why is she wearing long sleeves and long pants in 90-degree weather?
Yeah, she doesn't want to be shamed for being pale.
Right, because she stood like a horse for 8 hours with mousse on, and it still hasn't set in. So you know what?
Because her Irish roots are kicking in, okay?
A little bit too much these days.
No, I'm being shamed.
Yeah. So if anyone has any recommendations, my DMs are open.
Yeah. Or let's just like end the stigma of like, why do we have to be tan?
Because I feel better.
Because we look better.
Because we look better.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees that we look better. So then I'm thinking, like, going into this week, I'm going to schedule a spray tan. But I always say it too late, and then they're all booked up. Or they're like, come get a spray tan at 9:30 at night. Like, what?
I thought you were going to say the morning, and I was like, honey, people get up.
No. She's only available, like, in the evening. So anyway, but for a bow, I mean, I feel like I just had such a banner weekend. I went to the Cleveland Art Museum on Friday for their mixer, and I went with my childhood friend Peyton, who I feel like I haven't really talked about this. She and I have been friends since childhood, since we were little gals, and
Little gals.
But we went to grade school together, and then she went to the public high school. I went to the private high school, and then she went to Ohio University. I went to Miami. So we were like never really in the same spot at the same time.
She's also a year younger.
She's a year younger, but still.
Yeah.
So now we're like, living our post-grad lives, and it's so fun to like now be able to like go out with her and live life as adults because we've just known each other forever. And it's so nice to like just be with company who just like knows every story, every character, every person. And it, you don't need to like backtrack and pull out your packet.
Yeah. Hey, I sent over the PDF. Did you not read it?
Right. Did you not get the notes? So that was a ball. That was Friday. And then Saturday, last night, we went to a Guardians game. Why don't we talk about that crazy...
Wait, before we get into that, because I do, like, that's like a main topic. Let me just go through my bows.
Oh my God, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you your bows.
It's okay.
I was so focused on your lows.
Right. But we have to focus on the positives.
Yes. Go ahead.
Stop
Please
that negative self-talk.
Totally.
Okay. So my first bow is my permanent bracelet that I recently just got.
Yes.
So my two friends came into town, maybe it was July 21st. So my two sorority sisters came in and we went to the summer market, and I thought about getting a permanent bracelet last year with you at the summer market. And then they were like, I want one. So I'm like, well, if you're getting one, I'm getting one. I am obsessed with it.
She's beautiful.
And I would like it a little bit tighter, but like that's...
Yeah, has that been bothering you? Because that would drive me insane.
It hasn't. I haven't even thought about it because if I do, I can't go to bed. Like if I think about it.
Right.
So it's been great. That's such a bow. Every time I look down, I'm like, oh my God, you're still there. Hey.
And that's so unlike us to have jewelry like that stays on. Because I take all of my... Like some people can sleep in their jewelry. You sometimes do that.
I usually do that.
If I'm on vacation, I'll stay... Like all of my nice jewelry will stay on. But I typically take everything off. I just like to,
I take my earrings and like chunky bracelets off, but like thin bracelets and necklaces I keep on when I sleep.
Yeah, I mean, like you're not sleeping on like a crown.
Right. So that's a bow. And then also I just went to a concert the other week.
Talk about that.
Declan McKenna, he's kind of underground. He's kind of indie and quirky. And he sings Brazil, which is that TikTok song that everyone was obsessed with like 2 years ago. And so I went to see him on a Tuesday night.
These Tuesday nights will get you.
Guys, something's in the air on Tuesdays. Every
Work?
Tuesday. No, on Tuesdays, something weird happens. Every Tuesday.
What was
for my entire life?
Oh my God.
Sweeping statements about my life.
As long as I've lived. What do you think it is on? Like, could you give us another example of a magnificent Tuesday that you've had?
I can think of some at school.
Okay, so like when you go out on a Tuesday, you always typically have fun.
Or not even fun, like something crazy happens.
Really?
Yeah. It's always Tuesdays.
Wow. It just like has this reputation. You did mention that, and I saw videos of you screaming at the top of your lungs at this concert. You also really love concerts.
I adore concerts.
Yeah.
It's such a rush, and it's just crazy that you're seeing these musicians live.
Oh my God.
And you've been listening to them on your phone, and then here they are. Like
so close.
So close yet so far.
You're like such a poster child for a security member to like
literally gonna cry. Like I love concerts.
I know you do.
Like seeing Ed Sheeran twice, like that.
That was like 10 years ago.
I know. Think about it.
That was so long ago, Elizabeth.
I know.
I love that you love concerts, and I love how much you get into it. But you should look into some other ones for the rest of the summer.
Oh, I already have two lined up. I'm going to Steven Sanchez over my fall break.
Where is that?
It's at the House of Blues.
Oh. Who is he?
He sang at Sophia Richie's wedding.
I'm so sorry. I knew that. He's coming to Cleveland?
That's why I bought tickets. Guess how much they were? Guess.
I don't know, $100?
$25. Yeah.
Is he like doing okay?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I have earnest tickets back at school, which I got like back in February.
I feel like when you're at school, your concert need is quenched because they have so many like country concerts and people coming to Miami to play. But I'm such the opposite. I get so overwhelmed by concerts, but somebody in the family has to be the representative for live music, and it's you. I mean, I like a band, don't get me wrong. You know?
That's different.
I just, the crowds and the parking kind of get in the way.
That's true.
And can negate the fun for me, but to each their own.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. You're a little bit more optimistic than I am when it comes to that.
I was talking to an acquaintance last night, and he said he has never been to a concert in his life.
I'm sorry. Acquaintance?
I didn't know what to say.
Okay, I was talking to a colleague.
I was talking to a peer. And
why do we use that word more? Like peer.
Is there air conditioning on in here?
No, it got really hot for some reason. You're also in sleeveless.
I think
sleeveless
it was just
shirt.
I really worked myself up talking about the concerts.
You also just took a shower, and I feel like sometimes when you like shower, do your hair, do your makeup, get ready, like once you sit down to take a moment, you're like, whoo, I might pass out. Just me.
Yeah, but anyways, back to can you imagine never being to a concert ever?
No, but I'm sure there are many people who have not been to a concert and are leading a very full life. Yeah. I could probably never go to a concert the rest of my life and be okay. But but that's different than I would like to see live music. I do like live music. I like a band, but that kind of goes into like the party setting, and then it's like I think I just want to go to a wedding.
You just like cocktail hour,
literally,
and hors d'oeuvres.
I love it. I just love a past appetizer.
Yeah. Anything wrapped in bacon with fig, I'll take. like
a tort. Okay, so those are all of your bows and lows. Did I cut you off on any other things that you wanted to share? Fabulous.
I said my piece.
You've had a lot of things going on, like socially. I feel like it's just been like one thing after another, and since we really haven't heard from you on the podcast,
right?
What else would you like to share? We've been obviously going through. Well, we hadn't been to a Guardians game in a minute.
That was crazy.
The last time we were there was
electric.
July 4th week, so it'd been like I'm sorry. It had been like a month. But tell what happened last night.
Okay, so last night we go to the game. We are with my friend Regan. We meet up with our family friends. I don't even know. Like, they're Claire's friends, but like now they're our friends.
So like, would that be an acquaintance? No, I'm kidding.
Low key.
No, they're Claire's like good couple friends.
Yeah,
and we love them so dearly.
We love them. And Claire and Connor were at another thing, so we were all just together with them. And a fight broke out on the field between Jose Ramirez and some White Sox player. It was crazy. So the fight happens. Emily and I have no idea what's going on. I'm looking around and I go, is it over?
It hadn't been there. We hadn't been there long enough for it to be over. So I was like, no.
I'm like, there's 3 more innings. Like, why is everyone huddled together and screaming on the field? Security starts running down from the bleachers. It was out of control. And then
it went on for like a long time. I'm sure if you like are from Cleveland and you watch the game, you're like, everybody saw it. But this is our sports coverage of it.
Yeah.
It was just like a big mob of all the players on both teams and like, I don't know, what do they call them? Refs?
Umpire?
Yeah. But like they're people who like work for the teams, Anyway.
Coaches?
Yeah. Like all the extra
all the faculty of the
right, like the staff came running out. The administration.
It was like a principal there.
Right. You get the vibes. So they're like
superintendent
moving back and forth, this huge herd of men just like fighting. Like how embarrassing that you're at work. That is their place of work, right?
Yeah.
And a fight breaks out. You're getting paid millions of dollars. Where's the HR department? And then we're standing. Like we usually have like district seats, so it's like standing room only just because it's a good place to like mingle and like move around. And so all the boys around us at the game start screaming out of control. I thought I was going to get trampled for a second because those boys came unglued, which is also alarming that there are grown men fighting on the field like clowns. You guys look like idiots. And then the boys in the stands
are cheering them on. Like, everybody get a grip.
Why are we so emotional over this?
Get a grip. Hold on and get a grip.
Yeah, try to get a grip. Try to find a way to get a grip.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, I'm going down while I'm trying to vlog too.
Like, yeah. So you're like trying to opening up your apps.
Right. And we like, the girls are like, oh my God, what is going on? Like,
it was embarrassing just because like, there's families. Like, why are you fighting over a square?
Yeah. Basically what happened is was it the White Sox? Tell what happened.
Okay, so this is what I gathered from the Chads around me, was that
the Chads around me.
Jose slid into second base. The ump said that he was safe. The White Sox player didn't think that he should have been safe. And then Jose put up his hand for the White Sox player to help him up, and he didn't, I guess. That's what I gathered. And then and then the ump tried to like break up. They were like chirping each other. Ump tried to break it up. They threw the ump. They moved him. I don't even know if that's the right term. They threw him out of the way. And then they put up their dukes. And they were like, let's go, buddy. Like,
how embarrassing.
That's like what the little Wii players do, like on Wii.
But like that was like child behavior that you learn in like middle school. Like, okay, a friend fell down. What are you going to do? Like, reach an olive branch out. Like, that's called sportsmanship. Don't you guys have training and like I don't know, classes, courses.
You took enough time to pick out your song, your walk-on song.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a moment to talk about what happens if a fellow player slides into second base?
And then I was like, this behavior was just so juvenile that I was maybe they planned this for ratings.
No,
you know?
they did not
But that makes it even scarier. Like, I wish that they were that calculated, where they were like, okay, now you guys are gonna start brawling because like it's getting a little dry this season. And the fact that like we don't think
viewers are down.
Right, like it's good for ratings. I get that. But the fact that it wasn't planned and these men just had so much anger at the forefront, ready to come out. Think about if you are working and there's a stadium filled, thousands of people watching you.
Spectators.
Watching
you work. Imagine you're sitting in your cubicle and there are 40,000 people watching you, and you decide that you're going to get into a physical altercation with your coworker in the other cubicle.
How embarrassing. If I were their mothers, I would be like, I did not raise you well enough.
Jose was kicked out of the game, I think.
Well, he knocked the other guy out.
Yeah, that's true.
Also embarrassing. The man flew back. His legs were flailing.
You can't even fight. Like, if you're going to fight, like...
It's like, get up.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know. The whole thing was just appalling behavior, men.
Yeah, like...
And then it kind of threw off the mojo because, like, obviously Bitsy and Bose are there to, like, mingle, talk to people. And they were completely thrown off by this stupid juvenile fight.
So we left. So we grabbed our group and we walked down the street.
Yeah.
And we went to a little outdoor bar. And then I met up with some acquaintances.
Yeah, back to those said acquaintances.
To those peers.
Right. They're your friends.
Yeah.
New friends. Why don't you just call them new friends?
You know what? That's a great.
They're my new mutual friends. I've been really loving the term mutual friends.
And we've talked about this before on the podcast, but mutual friends make the world go round.
Yes. And I really, you got to, hone in on those mutual friends.
Who do you know that I should know?
Totally.
Make that connection, and then I'm going to, shove you out of the way.
So yeah, then we sat outside, and Claire and Connor were actually it was a very sporty night in our household,
Totally.
Which was, kind of funny that we were all doing such active things. But Claire and Connor were at a Browns, what was it, like a preseason training party?
Okay, so like
I've heard this story like 10 times and I still can't retain it.
Somebody got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
And this was the celebratory thing for the induction.
Oh.
That's what I gathered.
Because they were
allegedly, that's where they were.
Someone was inducted.
This is hearsay, but Joe Thomas was there.
Who's Joe Thomas?
Why would you ask me that?
You said it so knowingly.
Because they told me the name, and I was like,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, if Joe was there, then
Joe was there.
Yeah. But
Joe and Thomas, or just Joe?
Oh, two first names? So they were dressed up. So it was like a cocktail attire. Mm-hmm. So that would make sense that it would be more of like an award thing.
Somebody spoke.
There was a speech.
By some important
I heard that there was
person.
Cocktail and hors d'oeuvres.
And probably live music.
And so I probably would have liked it. So, but they were in Canton, which is like, oh, that makes sense because the Football Hall of Fame is in Canton.
Oh my gosh.
Context clues, ladies. Come on. Mind you, they talked all about it last night, and then they talked about it again today at brunch, and we still have yet to retain what it was.
I'm like, why are they? Yeah, okay.
That makes a lot more sense. And they was at like a winery. So anyway, they hauled it back downtown, and then we met them out and just sat. You were with your mutual friends.
Yeah, my acquaintances.
And we were there for, what time did we leave?
12.
Okay, guys, wait. So then the second crazy thing happened of the night.
Oh my gosh, tell them this.
So I actually thought we had won because fireworks started going off. Turns out we lost, which is even like...
After that fight, we decided, no, we're still going to lose.
After all of that. And also, like, the fight happened at your home court. So, like, we're all cheering for you against the other team. And you still couldn't take all of that adrenaline and energy and support to channel it into a win.
It was so embarrassing.
So then... there was a fireworks show. Do they do this like once in a while?
I think. I literally don't know anything. I'm just going off of like bits and pieces of what people say. I think it's on the weekends.
Well, that would make sense because it was a Saturday night.
I think
there was
Friday,
a game
Saturday.
the night before. Did they win the game before?
Okay, this is what my acquaintances told me, that this happens. That this happens a lot. These fireworks go on for like an hour. They said, now this is coming back to me, they said it happens every game. But there is no way that they do fireworks every game.
No, because we've been there for... no, they kind of do like a little spurt of them because we've been there before for that. And it's just like, 2 rounds, very quick.
Okay, yeah, so they do it before the game starts. And then they do a little bit after the game. Because remember that one Wednesday game that we went to and I made everyone stay late?
Yeah.
Okay, I think they only do it on the weekends.
Okay, anyway, we're sitting outside and we were at a bar like right behind the stadium, so very close by. And like, the fireworks are going off and you're like, oh, okay, like there's a show. And then they just keep going and then they just wouldn't stop. And I was like, are we under attack?
I'm like, did somebody forget to turn off the fireworks?
It was the loudest, most invasive fireworks I have ever heard in my entire life. And like fireworks go off every year down at the beach. They're loud, but like it's like a muffled loud. This was crazy.
This was crazy. Isn't there a city ordinance? Like,
well,
a
that's
noise
what I don't
ordinance?
understand.
Like, how did they get a permit to light all of these fireworks off? People are trying to sleep.
It was 11 o'clock at night.
No, it was 12. It was over by like 11:30.
I don't know. I just don't think that this is the time to be putting on like a light show. You know what I'm saying?
It literally felt like we were under attack. And if I hadn't seen the fireworks,
my chest,
I would have thought
feel
that we
it
were
in
under
your
attack.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone had to stop talking because you couldn't even like hear yourself think or form a thought. And then I was like, wait, how far am I from my car right now? Like, I think I can run.
Wait a second, like, where am I?
Let me grab Elizabeth and her acquaintances and like get to the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like just another wild thing. Maybe we're just like internalizing all of this.
No,
and
everyone around us was saying the same thing. And then we thought it was over a few times. We all clapped.
Right.
And they weren't.
Luckily, like you could see above the trees, like you could see it in the buildings, like, it was. Because if I had just shown up and been plopped down at that city and had no idea there was a game, like I would have gotten underneath the table.
I almost did.
Yeah. So, okay, that was another wild thing that happened last night. But, still love a good baseball game. I feel like we should go to just like one more before you go back to school.
I agree.
Or maybe 7.
We have a lot of time before I go back to school. So,
yeah, we have a ton of time. We have like a month.
And there's a lot this week, so we can go back. One other thing is we drove home and it was probably 12:30 by the time we got home. So all of the food places were closed.
Oh my God, this was funny.
So Emily and I are like, well, we want like chicken nuggets. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't get them. So we pull in, we come in the house and Emily's like, there's a rotisserie chicken in the fridge. I'm like, get it out. So
Pull it out.
Start ripping this bird apart. And you know what? It was amazing. And it was better than any chicken nugget I would have bought.
It was healthier.
And it was amazing. So then, yeah, we had a bird and we had some croutons.
Yeah, those Caesar croutons are so good. Just like a little snack.
Just a
I think
tidbit.
that
Like,
usually, like when I'm craving salt like that, like a crouton or like an olive or that, honestly, the rotisserie chicken really is a good way to quench that.
Remember you used to eat those sesame sticks?
I do. Oh, at school?
At school.
All the time. So anyway, get, just a shout out to pick up a rotisserie chicken because you could do so many things with it. It could be a late night snack. You could throw it into a salad. Just an easy dinner.
Yeah. So that was a little bit about our night.
And then Connor showed up because today to the lake house, and Claire and Connor are here. They're over at my grandparents' house right now as we're recording. Because we like to have our set. We like to have a closed set.
Oh. We kind of like kick everybody out.
And Ann and Terry are on a walk. But Connor had been golfing and Mom was like, oh, do you want a snack? And he was like, getting
sandwich food out.
And she was like, oh, like we have a rotisserie chicken. Like I can fix something. You and I just look at each other on the porch. We're like, no, don't touch that rotisserie chicken. Like you don't have it anymore. Like
only bones are left.
Yeah, don't leave food out if you don't want us to touch it because it'll be gone. So yeah, that was just another little funny thing. So we have a very busy week ahead of us. We are moving you into your junior year college apartment. And I don't know if you want to talk about it because I know back to school can be a whole
I'm
thing.
okay to talk about it.
But since it's coming up this week, we're moving you in early to your apartment. And then you're coming back home. Like people were confused. Like, is she staying at school? Like we're going there and back in a day.
We're just going there Thursday, moving everything in. Just because I'm staying there for 2 years. So for senior year as well. So I'm bringing all of the living room furniture because that's just what's happening. And
some things are just that.
We are bringing all the furniture and I did want to move in at the same time as my roommates, just making it easier for everyone, more seamless.
Great word.
Thank you. So we're going there and back in a day.
And we did this for my junior year apartment, which I stayed in for 2 years. And then when Claire lived in her senior year house, we just did this whole there and back in a day. And it really is seamless. That's the only way to describe it.
So it's going to be a busy day. We're going to have to get up pretty early.
Yeah.
But it's going to be worth it. And then I'm officially moving in the 23rd.
Yes.
Maybe the 22nd. I'm not really sure.
So then you'll just have like a nice good 2.5 weeks before you have to go back. Yeah. And you'll just drive yourself back like with clothes and whatnot. So do you want to talk about the theme of your apartment? Are you like hiding it or not hiding it? Are you keeping it as a surprise or?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I have nothing left on the agenda, so this was the whole topic that I was planning on talking about.
I see.
So how about
I see
it?
what's going
Run
on
with
here.
it.
So what kind of like popped into my head when I was ideating, yes, that's very good, was
My liege.
my liege. I do this sometimes if I'm walking around the house and like I have to bring Emily like a water or something. I'll just like completely curtsy to the floor.
Bow.
And I'll scream, my liege.
What does my liege mean? Is that a stupid question?
Isn't it like you're in charge?
How do you
know
spell
what I'm saying? Leige, I think. It's like an old term. You guys know what I'm talking about.
A person who accepts the leadership of another.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Owing or owed
Totally.
allegiance and service.
It's like a servant. Like,
Okay.
I'm your servant.
I got it. So like I'm the leader and you're like I got it.
You're my liege. Like, you're my, yeah.
You should use it. I think it's so funny.
Thanks. I sometimes do it in the office to bring oh my God. We almost lost you. Are you okay?
Yeah, the cord got wrapped around my computer. Yanked me.
So, I was thinking I want Ralph Lauren-esque vibes. My dorm last year and the year before was, so freshman and sophomore year, I don't know why I said it like that, was Palm Beach in the 50s.
Right.
So niche, so specific.
So specific.
And so this year I really wanted to change it up. And I was thinking Studio McGee type vibes, but then I thought we can do one better. We can do Ralph Lauren.
No, wait, we're more sophisticated than
Yeah,
that.
whoa.
Let me raise you one.
This is a college apartment. We're going to do Ralph Lauren. So Mom found just wonderful pieces. We got 2 navy couch. One's a couch, one's a love seat. 2 Target. Everything's very affordable too. 2 Target.
Super reasonable.
Pleather, rotating chairs, swivel chairs, a tufted ottoman, some just dashing lamps.
Very
I
inviting.
think my peers are really going to enjoy it.
Do you think they're going to be like, what's going on? Have you even told them?
I told them, and then I was like, oh, I'll send you guys the mood board. But then I just forgot to send them the mood board. I'll probably send them the mood board at some point. And then we got a kitchen table.
Yep.
That's just, basic kitchen table, good vibes. And then for my room, I'm still keeping the Palm Beach theme.
For your actual bedroom, yes.
And we got a really nice, fun Wayfair desk. And it's like bamboo legs.
I saw that the other day. I actually love that. Like, I would want that. You know what? I'm going to really link that because you all listening and watching.
It's lovely. And then I was at the summer market, same place I got my permanent bracelet. And
a lot happened there.
Never coming off.
Yeah.
Oh. And I went up to this amazing stand, and I could have bought everything. It was like a brass tray that's bamboo. So like it looks like bamboo in brass. So I got that, and that's going to go with my desk.
Yep.
And then I got this, oh my God, it's so cute, this little tiny mug, and it's made in, oh my God, where did I tell you it was made? Cape Cod.
I never heard this story.
Charleston.
I've never heard this in my life.
Okay. So it's this great mug.
Must have been somebody else.
Totally.
Another acquaintance.
I talked to a lot of people. It's like, it's
one of those mutual friends. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a really thick mug, and it has an anchor on it, and it's navy and white. And it's from Charleston. So I don't know where you guys are going to find it because this is kind of like a one-off mug. I get so excited about the smallest things for my apartment or my dorms.
The way that you just like source all of your things.
Right.
So like it's not you like sourcing for the past 3 months for your college apartment. Like, okay.
No, because I'm also doing a gallery wall above my
Oh my God, tell them about this. They're going to be like,
Okay.
They're going to like log off of this podcast after they hear
You
this.
guys have to stick with me. So I wanted to do a gallery wall in Ralph Lauren vibes. So then I was thinking hunting, hounds, horses, brass. And Mom sent me this paint. It's like a giclée or something. And they were huge. 2 huge frames of this woman riding a horse, and it was like bright orange and blue, and I was like, I love it, like, get it. And then I was like, oh, gee whiz, Liz, like, take a step back, this is too much, we're not going to do horses everywhere in the apartment.
Right.
So we pivoted, and we're going with a more collegiate gallery wall.
Yes.
So speaking of sourcing, I tippity type on Etsy, I want 50s and 60s, 20s to 60s. I want vintage collegiate things to frame. We got a pennant from the 40s. We got black and white photos of women on Western campus. We got a picture of the football team in black and white or like sepia tone from the 50s. Something like all of these different things. We got a tiny matchbox. We got postcards from the 30s. And Mom's framed it all and it's going to go on the wall. I have a composite.
You're like, I actually just like want to be an archivist. I don't really, I think that's like, okay, you're 20.
You know what? I do.
Trapped into like a 6-year-old's body.
60-year-old
body, yeah.
I am a history minor, and I took a public history class, and she was talking all about these postcards that people collect from the 40s, because apparently there was like a rejuvenation of postcards in the 40s. And so I was like, wait a second, like, should I like email this professor and be like, I found these postcards?
Oh, yeah, like fill them in. And
yeah, her name's Helen. She's great.
Of course her name's Helen. This is just so funny. But I mean, obviously everyone listening to this hopefully will understand that this is just, how you are.
You guys get it. And then my friend Brayden gave me a teak composite from the 70s.
Wow.
I don't know where he sourced that.
I don't know where who's his contact?
Right,
huh? So he's not even in a fraternity.
No, that's what's funny about it.
Where did he get that from? That's so wild.
I think his roommate gave it to him or something.
Okay. So that's kind of the outline of the gallery wall. But that's not being carried into your bedroom. You're sticking to like this Florida in the 50s slash sticks.
Whoa.
Guys,
you've
I'm
had
so
too
sorry.
much Spindrift, that's for sure.
Honestly, this is just literally water. I don't know.
Why is it bubbled?
I don't know. It came in a can.
What?
Cheers to us. We're really excited to see the gallery wall and the apartment come to life. It should be magnificent. I'm going to be vlogging the entire experience, and Claire and I are going down to help because it's just good to have as many hands as possible to get this thing. Because when you're there and back in a day, things move quickly. And Mom's also very organized with how everything, she has the layout, the outline of the room. She has everything already framed. Like, it's going to be one well-oiled machine for sure.
And I honestly, like, sometimes just can't even think about, like, when she asks me a question about the couch, like, I just get like so overwhelmed with like, I can't go back to school.
Yeah, I've been kind of doing a lot.
Do a lot of it.
But honestly, like, that kind of makes sense to me because I remember my junior year college apartment, Claire and Mom furnished. I was the same way. Yeah. I was like, I get overwhelmed, and it's almost easier for like a third party who's already been through it to take care of it.
Yeah.
And you just gave us the topic, and we were like,
yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, this is a challenge.
This is my vision. See what you can do.
Go out there.
And then they bring it back. I'm like, no. Like, I can't help you. I won't look for anything, but no. Try again.
Be better. Again, like you said earlier, a lot of the furniture that Mom found is very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is going to give everyone listening and watching a lot of good inspo. Just even like post-grad apartments, like a lot of the pieces, like that desk, if I ever decide to move out, like that would be a great piece for myself as well. So, I'm excited I also haven't been back to Miami since I graduated.
I know, that's going to be crazy. Where are we going to eat? What are we going to do?
I don't know, but they have a lot of good restaurants there that I'm excited. Maybe like Fridge.
No, that gives me a stomachache.
Yeah, same.
Kofenya.
I also feel like there's just like the campus in the summer is like a completely different vibe.
It's like a real town.
Right. So I'll have to come and visit you this year. I feel like being a year out, I don't know, people, but you don't know that many people. It's kind of like a good thing.
Claire and Connor already picked a date when they're coming.
Oh, I saw that text in the group chat. When is that?
No, that's different.
Oh.
That's next June.
Oh, I was like, they're really planning ahead.
Yeah, they're coming to visit like November 3rd or November 10th.
Oh, maybe I'll just tag along.
Yeah.
I know they'd love to have me. So why don't you talk oh my gosh, Ann and Terry are walking past.
They are cruising.
They are. Okay, so they're power walking right now, and then our neighbor just went by on a scooter, and they all were waving and gabbing. So funny. Last night they were at dinner. I don't even know if we should share this. I just thought it was entertaining. They were at dinner at our favorite French restaurant, and while we were at the Guardians game, watching the brawl, and they saw pretty much every character up here that we love was at dinner last night, and just the gossip and the tea that they had was just
next level.
It was really enjoyable. I feel like we were due for some good gossip, hot goss.
And they really brought a lot to the brunch that we had today.
They brought all of it to the brunch.
We didn't really have... there was a brawl, and we thought we were under attack at the city, and then they just one after another, story after story.
It was so good. We were there for like 3 hours. Last night at the game, I did see one of the kids that I went on a date with.
Yeah, that was very uncomfortable for me and my friend Regan.
Really? I didn't think
Oh my God, there he is! Run! And then we ran, and we went like 4 feet, And then Reek and I are like, that's him? He's stunning.
You thought he was okay. Well, the man didn't text me back, so
Yeah.
But I was saying, I was like, yeah, like I just went on a date with this kid, but he's just like in a different stage of life that like I just can't get on board with right now. And she was like, you freak, like he's in college. Why are you describing it like that?
That's so weird. That's so you. It's I just can't. I just shan't.
I can't and I shan't. I just need my pajamas, my leash, my leash. So anyway, we ran into him, but never talked to him because
We didn't run into him. We ran away from him.
we saw him from afar.
Yeah.
Honestly, he looked.
Look! Okay, don't look now. Don't look now. Okay, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he's back! He's back!
And Reek and I are like, snip, snap, snip, snap. What is going on?
And it was actually funny because the last Guardians game that we were at, we were with Claire and Connor's good friends, Hans and Michelle. And that day, I was texting him because we were trying to figure out if we were going to go on a date. So then the first thing that they brought up, because the last time I saw them, the whole conversation was about this. We're like, oh, did you ever go on a date with this kid? And I was like, I did. He's actually here, but we're not speaking. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah.
I actually ran into a kid that I went on a date with at the Guardians game as well.
Okay, you reacted the same way. Like, he walked by and you didn't say hi either.
Okay, so different. So different. I was in a group with 7 people talking, and I was in the back of the group. So he walked by. I didn't scream, run! Run! Grab your hot dog, go! All I did was, oh my God, there's so-and-so. That's what I did. I didn't run after him. I didn't make a move to say hi, but I didn't avoid him.
Okay,
because I couldn't get to him. And nor did I want to.
And how lucky you were that all those people were blocking you, because you appeared calmer than I was, but I'm sure we felt similarly.
I didn't want to see him just as much as you didn't want to see your person, but I didn't alert the troops as if we were about to go.
By the way, I just like, when I see somebody that I know that I don't want to speak to, like I would say it was more of a swerve and a yelp. I didn't scream.
It was a scream. I'm pretty sure you gripped me. You grabbed my wrist.
I just didn't. Well, it was uncomfortable.
You twirled in a circle.
We had a
date
date for like 8 hours, and then we were texting, and then I just never hear from this man again. So what am I supposed to do? Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's exactly what you should have.
Really?
Yeah, that would have sounded great.
Happy that you were able to see him, because
I was glad I got a visual. I got to see how tall he was and his voluptuous hair.
Yeah.
I just totally pivoting. Went on a date the other day, and I had the worst time.
Wait, when did you go on a date?
So I went on 2 different dates. Same day.
Are you talking about the lunch?
No, that was an amazing date. What I'm talking about?
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Coffee.
Oh, okay. Lunch, coffee. Sorry. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that day. The way you just leaned in. So that day I went on a coffee date, had the worst time. The guy wouldn't stop talking about himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
And also the coffee shop was
I'm
closed.
sure that's how they feel when they leave our dates. They're like, that was awful. They wouldn't shut up about themselves.
Our coffee date was to go get coffee. The coffee shop was closed. So we just sat outside and just talked.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Who are you talking about? Okay.
So the coffee shop was closed. So there's nothing to do with your hands. So you just like sit there like you're listening to.
Right. You need some sort of activity or purpose to the date.
Then later that day, I went on another date. It was spontaneous, but it was technically a date.
Which leads to my first question. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who was the date with? I know who the first one was with the coffee, and it was bad, and you left, and whatever. We all heard about it. Who was the second date that we're talking about? Oh, okay. What did you guys do?
We went to dinner. We went to a really nice dinner.
In Little Italy?
Yeah.
Okay, this was like weeks ago, so this is why
I haven't been on the podcast.
I know, but that
because you won't have me.
Jogging my memory, you are never available. That is not true.
I make myself unavailable.
You were
on
not
Sundays.
available. That is not on me. This podcast, this show wants you. You just choose not to want the show. Okay, so
yeah,
you're projecting. So anyway, you had a terrible date.
So I had a terrible date, and then I went on a different date.
I thought you said it was. I'm so sorry. I thought you said it was magical.
No. The coffee date was terrible. Then I go on another date.
Got it. I got it. Yeah.
That was great.
Okay.
That was great. But now I can't continue.
Yeah. I mean, this whole thing has been so back and forth anyway. I feel like it's just,
It's a waste of my youth.
Well, dramatic. Okay, I wouldn't say it's a waste of your youth.
No, I was just trying to get a rise out of you.
You did. I wouldn't say it's a waste of your youth. I would say it's more of just a waste of your time.
Right, which I am in my youth, so that is a waste of my youth.
Perhaps,
I'm wasting my time.
I mean, it's a good story, though. You always come back with entertaining stuff. So you just kind of like figure out what you want. Do you just want, good stuff to talk about? Or
do I want to be the life of the party? Or do I want to, have a +1?
Right.
What? Anyways, I am hopefully going on a lunch date tomorrow.
With who?
With why do you never know the people I'm talking
because
about?
There's like 6 people that like just get brought up and you just meet I don't know where you're meeting all these people. It's at work. That's what it is.
It's at work and it's during the lunch hour and it's honestly, you know what it is? It's mutual friends.
Yeah, it is mutual friends. Your one friend Regan knows a lot of people.
She knows everyone.
Yeah, so that's true.
Yeah.
When I went out on Friday with Peyton, she never had really been out in Cleveland. I'm so happy that you're on the podcast because like as much as I love talking about artificial intelligence and gratitude,
what Claude AI said
right
today.
Exactly, it's just fun to talk about these going out stories because they're super entertaining. And as it's happening, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell the podcast. So Friday when I was out with Peyton, she had never really been out in Cleveland before. And wait, what was the point?
There was literally no point. But on my
date, there was no point. I just wanted to talk about myself.
Pasta.
You got well, yeah, you were in Little Italy. Wait, what was did I miss something? Did my headphone give out? What was so funny?
You couldn't think of what you were gonna say.
No, guys, I had a funny story.
I just went back to my date. We went to the local watering hole with Peyton as well, and that was eye-opening for her. She had never been there before.
No,
or she hadn't been there at good times of the day when it's bustling.
Yeah, there's a schedule that you have to stick to in case like for the hot spots.
Yeah.
What's also really funny that's been happening like the more I go out, like on Friday we were at another bar and I'm like recognizing
Emily, I thought the same thing.
Is that happening to you?
Listen to this, guys. We went to the local watering hole. I saw this guy. Then the next day or the next week, we go to the boat club for dinner. I see him there.
Yeah.
I think this is odd. Coinkydink. Then last night we're at the Guardians game. He's there.
Who was it?
I don't know. He's like a large man.
Right. And then that was happening on Friday. Like the kid that we talked to.
Remember Anthony?
Did we talk about this on the
Yes.
podcast? Yes. So then we see him on the Jumbotron at the Guardians game like the next week. On Friday, I see him again. And clearly it's his friend group I keep seeing all around
they're a fun
Cleveland.
bunch.
I see them everywhere. And it's not just limited to that group. Like there was just so many boys that I keep recognizing. And I'm like, at what point are we all going to like acknowledge that we're clearly on the same going out schedule?
Well, clearly you're not going to acknowledge it. You're going to
obviously never. You guys know how I react. It's going to be a big skip away from the whole situation.
Yeah.
But
so hopefully they extend an olive branch and we'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, but I actually have been enjoying like seeing familiar faces. Personally, I find it fun.
Speaking of familiar faces, the lunch hour downtown is teeming with boys.
Yeah, that's what you guys have been saying. I haven't experienced it yet because I'm an hour away from you guys.
It's crazy. So when we go to lunch, we eat out literally every single day.
Right.
Because why would I eat in the office when there's a whole city right behind me?
Right.
So we go out. I run into every single boy I've ever known in my entire life. Ever. Sweeping statements. But what I'm confused by is like, what are you going to? Is there like one place for everybody to eat? Like, why are you seeing all these people? Everyone goes to Euclid Avenue.
Okay. So
you could go from Public Square all the way down to Heinen's. I mean, you just walk the block and you will run into people. It's usually quick lunch breaks, so you'll see them in line. Chipotle's a big one.
Of course. Could have told you that.
I do not. I have never consumed so much Chipotle
you don't
in
even
my
love
life.
Chipotle that much.
I don't even like Chipotle. A lot of mutual friends that I see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really fun. And
that is fun.
I've gotten a few dates out of it. I'm not going to lie.
From the lunch hour?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go down this week.
Oh, the other thing is we pass the Westin every time we like go to lunch.
I'm trying to think of any other fun going out stories, but honestly we hadn't really been out in a bit like other than this past weekend, but it was interesting.
Yeah. I feel like it's also such good weather. Like when you go outside at night, it's room temperature.
Yeah. You're right.
How amazing.
Not a lot of like breeze, which is nice.
Yeah.
The humidity is running rampant. I went out 2 nights in a row with a party pony, which I never go out with ponytails. And I got to tell you something, it felt free.
Well, you know what? I couldn't go out with a party pony because of my bug bite on my neck. And I was like, I don't want this to be a topic of conversation, so I just kept my hair down.
Okay, yeah. Well, your hair looked wonderful. I mean,
I haven't washed it in like 3 days.
Did you wash it today?
I washed it today.
Well, you just showered and looks wonderful. So yeah, those are kind of our like going out updates. I'm glad that we kind of had this like catch up because it's like fun.
And then there's going to be some exciting things happening this weekend because my friend Gavin is coming in town to visit his roommate.
Oh, yes.
So I'm like, there's a possibility they're all coming up to the lake.
Oh, well, that would be fun.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, that would be crazy. Well, I mean, not that crazy.
No, I have a low bar for crazy.
We use that term a little too casually.
Yeah. Like we ate a rotisserie chicken. Isn't that crazy?
Wild. Okay, we've been chit-chatting for, oh my God, like an hour?
Whoa. Well, just to conclude on some updates, my classes are done, so I'm free.
Yeah.
My social chair obligations are completed.
Yes.
Like I've organized everything.
Wonderful.
I am meeting a lot of people, a lot of acquaintances.
The whole city.
I'm tan, unlike you.
Unlike me.
And I have a new friend on my wrist.
And you have permanent jewelry stuck to you that you love dearly.
Those are my updates.
You're definitely going to be back on the podcast before you go back to school like a few more times. We're not signing off. I just actually feel like there's more that's going to happen for the remainder of August that they need to hear about. Because Bitsy and Bose have had some adventures recently.
They really have.
And we love sharing them. If you'll have us.
My liege.
My liege. We really should be saying that to everyone listening.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have a wonderful week.
You just steer off. Well, that's about all we've got today. Susan, do you have anything else?
After we've just said all of these stories, like with no.
Well,
that's all I had to say for this Sunday evening. Go have some lemonade pie.
Oh my God, I would be honored. Isn't that just
torn up the city the whole weekend? And we're like, all right. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you want. Guys, I can't.
Shameless plug for Bitsy.6.
This entire episode is actually brought to you by my merchandise collection. Wow. Be sure to shop in good company on my website, emilyonbose.com. We have all of our products available, perfect for entertaining, for travel, or if you just need a little gift to yourself. I wanted to put that plug out there because we always have those items available to shop. And a lot of you have been purchasing some things, so we've been shipping them to you. So we want to thank you so much. And also thank you so much for the overwhelming response to last week's episode with Dad. Especially those who are joining us on video. The YouTube comments were so incredibly thoughtful and
let's just pause. He reads out loud every single
he does.
Comment.
He sees everything. Yeah.
Every single comment, and he parades around the house and reads them all. And we appreciate I know he appreciates the comments.
I just felt like it does make his day, and I felt like more so than other episodes, you all really enjoyed it. So that just warms my heart. And I have been enjoying posting more regularly the videos on YouTube because some people are, more visual people. Some are just audio.
When I listen to The Toast, I click on their YouTube. I don't listen podcast app.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to, give out those shout outs to you guys. Yeah. But be sure to follow Bitsy on all of her socials. And like I said, you'll be back on before you go to school. I hope you all have a wonderful week at home. With the rest of August slipped away.
Salt air.
I'm not going to get into it. Because
I never needed anything more.
Contain yourself. So that is our show for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. We hope you have a wonderful start to your week. Wherever you are, we're always thinking of you. And Elizabeth, why don't you sign off with us together?
Okay.
Remember, other than the fact that I love you. Everything is, in fact, better with a bow. Bye-bye now.